Hello, this is the YamiBachi podcast. I'm the Germ, joined by
Boo, I'm Ghosty.
again.
And I also have to correct you on
I know, yep,
YamiShibai.
YamiShibai. I get it
You
right
got it.
one of these days without the Q.
Next time. I have faith.
This is going to be a nice character arc for me as we go ahead.
I think you're actually a little bit closer this time than you were in the other
If in my
episodes.
head didn't feel right.
It's good. You're getting there.
Anything to talk about before I get to the synopsis and we break down the episode?
No spoilers. I
No
can't give away my
spoilers.
opinion before we talk about it. So let's just jump into it.
Oh man, this is a doozy episode. Step right up and have a look. It's time for YamiShiba. Episode title:
Shibai.
YamiShibai. The overhead rack. We start with a particular man on a train going home after working overtime.
His shoulder is looking so square in that image. What the heck? It's like a human box.
Are you talking about the right or the left?
His left shoulder.
Left shoulder. Man.
Interesting.
Maybe he's built under that jacket.
Oh, my lifts are so heavy.
The people next to him talk about normal things, like girls and exams. He pleads in his head for them to shut up, and they must be living fun lives. He notices something on the overhead rack, a red pulsating mass. No one else seems to notice it. The train horn blares, and the conductor announces the train needs to make a sudden stop. Seems there's an accident involving a person. The mass is gone. He must have imagined it. For the safety of the rescuers, the power is turned off, leaving it nearly pitch black. He looks up to see the red mass above him, grinding its now full in view teeth.
So
The
gross.
mass. Sorry.
So gross.
Yeah.
It's like a pile of hamburger meat.
The mass brings out an eyeball, staring at him. He gets scared, but keeps it in since no one else can see it. He overhears two women talking about a lot of accidents happening in the area. The fleshy mass complains it's cold and it hurts while spilling towards him. He says to himself, I must be too tired. I have to take paid leave. Maybe quit. The fleshy mass moves closer. It
That was a cool
grinds
image.
and clatters its teeth. The mass starts to envelop him. Thoughts start to enter his mind. If I die, it won't be cold anymore. It fades to black, and both him and the mass say together, You'll feel much better soon. The end.
Man, that's so dark.
Uh-huh. See,
It's
like,
one of those things where when you watch it at the end, you just feel bad.
I know. I feel like it's a powerful episode, though.
It's
But,
definitely powerful,
yeah,
but I still have like a negative reaction to it because it's so depressing.
I agree, but I feel like that's some of the best horror that sticks with you, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't have, to me, it didn't have as much of a supernatural element to it as previous episodes did.
Yeah,
It was more like an
symbolism.
artistic way to talk about a
Yes.
heavy topic.
Yeah. Let's save the heavy topic for after the comments.
That's true. Can't ruin the vibe.
I know it's called Overhead Rack, but let's rename this episode The Jam Monster That Could.
That's much more inspiring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you saying the name last week, and I thought
Yep.
it was going to be about a road trip, so this is quite a bit different.
I can see why you went down that way.
I was
Maybe like,
surprised how many people were having conversations on the train, though. Like, it
um,
seemed pretty loud in there for like an
yeah.
after-work train.
I wonder if that's a more normal thing in Japan.
Hmm. I don't know. I think in general, people are being loud on the train, and people are annoyed.
Yeah. Where we live, it tends to be people tend to want to be more quiet, right?
Mhm.
Can't do.
Unless you're unlucky.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, of all YamiShibai episodes, I found this one stuck the most with
Mm. In like a trauma kind of way.
me. You could put it like that, yeah. I don't want to say if I liked or disliked the episode, but it definitely stuck with me the most.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't have any of the comments because I don't know, I just didn't feel like having any of them. A lot of them talked about how it reminded them of Meatloaf from Super Hunger. What was that show called? Team
Oh yeah, yeah.
Aqua,
Team Hunger
Team
Force?
Hunger
No.
Force. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah. And there's some
Kinda, yeah.
resemblance. Yeah,
Yeah.
Meatwad. That's his
Meatwad, yeah,
name.
yeah.
Yeah,
Except the eyeballs are creepier.
and his mouth isn't as bad. I'd say Meatwad is rather cute.
I never really got into that show. It was kind of like,
I've watched some
I don't know, it's
episodes.
outside of my interests. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely humor of its time.
So you're saying it has not aged that well?
I don't think it's going to age well as time goes on.
Is it like I'm derailing off of the
Don't worry
episode
about
into this Team Hunger Force topic, but is it like cultural jokes, like pop culture kind of
No,
stuff, like Family Guy, or is it?
no. Do you remember the early 2000s when super violent, gross,
Oh yes, yes,
not couth TV show, like that kind of humor?
yeah, like edginess.
Yeah,
Maybe that's still a thing. I just don't really watch like
I don't think it's
teenage shows now.
popular
But
like it used to be if it's still around.
I feel like when we were really young, gross TV shows were popular for like young kids too, which was odd.
Mm, yeah, this was definitely aimed at preteens, teenagers, though, that level.
Ah, okay, so probably not something to go back to.
If you don't have nostalgia for it, I don't think there's anything to go back to for it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you have any other comments that you thought seemed
I
interesting?
wanted to comment. I think they used footage of a real mouth.
Do you thought it looked that real? I didn't think it
Uh,
looked that real, did it?
Let me go back to the images. Not there. Like I think it's stylized. I think that
Ah,
might be a real mouth. That they like
maybe.
have uh like fake lips around and they
I
like
actually noticed that last episode too. That the images in the mall, I'm pretty sure pictures of a real mall like painted over,
ah
or like had some kind of like art filter on them or something like that.
as a time saver, I think it works well and they look good.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
And I think
This could
with
still be.
it
I don't know.
could be
It might just be a really good drawing.
it could be a really good drawing. But in motion, it looks too real to me.
Uh,
I can't
that's
show
creepy.
it. That's a little too close to
Yeah,
copyright that I don't
yeah,
want to risk. But if you go back and watch
yes.
the episode, I think the movement is a real mouth.
That's creepy. Especially if it's like real lips. Like
I
that's
don't
creepy.
think it's real lips.
I don't want to see that.
I don't think so. Ugh. Any before we get to the comments, anything else you'd like to mention about the episode?
uh, I
And we'll
think
save the
the
dark
more
heavy stuff for
interesting part
later.
of this episode is
Yeah,
about like the metaphors and stuff. So I'll
for
wait till after the
sure.
comments to discuss
Yeah.
that.
Some serious comments, some jokey comments. This first one is from Paradox Heart.
Mhm.
I think the whole scene on the train is his delusion. And the blob is his own broken, dying body after he thrown himself in front of the train. The things the blob says hints at this, and would explain why he can't escape it.
Isn't that kind of like extremely obvious?
Um, I don't think the episode implies that he's the one who threw himself in front of the train. I can see you could easily make that conclusion. It might be right. I don't, but I just feel like it's more atmospheric, and maybe we should save that more for later. But
Mm-mm.
I don't think he was the one who threw himself in front of the train.
I interpreted this the same way as Paradox Heart.
Interesting. Let's break more of that down after the comments.
Yeah.
Is 9 those teeth?
Yeah, it was gross, eh?
Yeah. I the combination of like the jam meat and the teeth and eyes, I think, is such a good visual for this episode.
Yeah, it's so gross. And it's like also when you think about it, like representing somebody getting hit by a train, it makes it extra gross.
Oh God,
Like a
why didn't
mushed
that
up
occur to
body.
me? That's so
Yeah,
true.
so gross.
Yeah. Uh, the next comment is from Sik K Joe. Here, would you read that down? Sikajo?
Sweeko J. I don't know.
Siko
I'm
J.
guessing too.
I don't think that Blob regularly visits his dentist, and that has the XP like it's someone sticking his tongue out.
Yeah, they had all their teeth.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't see
it's
any
true. He
bones
had
in
all
there.
his
They're a little
teeth.
crooked, but you know.
Yeah. The next comment, a lot of people didn't like this episode, so I took Dark Ghost's comment. This week was kind of a letdown.
I think it's not as fun as the other weeks.
Yeah, there was a lot of dislike of this episode. It's very different from the other episodes. You're right.
Yeah, it's way different.
It's less fun and more depressing.
It was not fun at all.
No.
There wasn't an ounce of fun in that.
The next person, deleted account, says, "To hell with public transportation. I'll take my own car."
The ultimate luxury. I feel that too.
After seeing that, I might pay a few extra $1,000 for a car.
Definitely. More than that.
The next one from Nostalgia Drive 94. I could feel the depression growing in him. That was heavy.
That's exactly how I describe it too. Very heavy.
Very good description. I love his image too.
Nondescript businessman.
It's a very
Maybe
simple
more like
businessman.
mafia guy.
The next comment from Crystal Soul Silver Soul. I'm actually going to save it till after we're done talking seriously. The themes of metaphors.
Suspense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess kind of like I said with that comment, I kind of interpret it the same way that
he was the one who threw himself in front of the train.
Yeah, he threw himself in front of the train. He got hit by the train, and now he looks like that blob, and he's dying, and he's in pain. Pretty brutal, honestly.
It's fascinating. I interpret it more of him being depressed, and that's just like the feeling of him wanting to throw himself in front of the train.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe it's more of a commentary on.
It could be either.
Overwork culture in general, and he's hearing about this person, and he's like going to do it next.
Giving that like feeling is taking over him.
Mm-hmm.
That was my.
He gets close to avoiding it. He says he's just going to quit. It's probably a better
take
solution.
A vacation, maybe quit.
Yeah.
Hope he does quit.
Yeah, I guess we don't know. It seems like the people that produce this show are generally anti-overworking, because that was the theme of the last episode too. I was like,
maybe that's why they have short animation instead of the long animation, because that is industry standard in Japan.
Very true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd pretty much interpret it straight like that. Did you have anything else that you kind of thought fit within it?
I think we hit on like the two things I wanted to say: depression manifested, and him feeling like wanting to throw himself in front of the train.
Yeah, or maybe he already had done so, and this was like
I think that's a
ghost or something.
I think that's a fascinating way to take it. I just don't think that's what they're implying.
Huh, but interesting. It's funny that I thought it was like the obvious interpretation, but I could definitely I understand your interpretation is probably more logical also.
I don't think my idea is necessarily right, but I see, for me, it's more depression coming on to him as a jam monster.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah. It's like the run over train mush.
Or you could interpret it as a real monster that was in the overhead rack hanging out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Totally viable.
Yeah. What is your personal score?
Wait, do we get to see the spoiler?
I want to.
The suspense is killing me.
Okay, we can do it a little earlier than I intended. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Why isn't it going? There we go. people saying this wasn't good, but I interpret it as the monster being depression that led him to suicide, which
Mm,
is the real monster in many people's lives. I thought that was a
good
powerful
metaphor.
comment. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with it. I still didn't enjoy the episode.
You didn't enjoy the episode.
No,
Let's hear your personal score. I am fascinated.
I think it was good. I don't like stuff that makes me feel bad, and it made me feel bad. So I gotta hit it with like a 4.
So you have a 4. I gave it a 10.
Wow.
What a
Okay, so we
fascinating
did end up
turnover
on
from
opposite
last
sides.
week. Sorry,
Yeah,
what?
I like the more like mysterious, imaginative type things.
Like, as more time has gone on, the more I like this episode. I find it.
We'll see if it sticks with me. Yeah.
Yeah, I find it fascinating that it's the opposite of last week.
I think maybe the reason for the negative reaction in general, maybe why I kind of have a negative reaction also, is because you're kind of just like thrown into it. Your expectations are in like one place, and then you're given something like
Yeah, I could see
on
that.
this in this totally different realm.
Maybe if you revisit the episode, you'll feel higher about it.
I'll try. I'll have to go back
I don't
in a
know.
few
I
weeks.
this kind of episode is always so hard hitting. I don't know if you should go back to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The second time I was like, oh yeah, this thing again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the hamburger monster.
Oh yeah, I should need to pick up ground beef myself. That's right. Okay, let me do the math. Okay, the 4 plus 10. Put that together and then have a number afterwards. If I get rid of the 0 and put the 4 behind there, that 14.
Where does that put it? It's probably pretty. I guess you put it higher, so maybe like right above Zanbai.
It is above Zombie, and it's above the Talisman Woman, putting it in 4th place of our 6 episodes we've watched so far.
Not bad. I feel like I overrated the kid episode a little bit just because it was like the first one I really liked.
Oh, if you really
But,
liked it, there's nothing wrong with giving it a 10.
Did I give it a 10? I don't think I did. I think I
You
gave it
did.
like
The
a
next floor,
7.
that's 10. It's above this one.
Oh, the next floor. Yeah, that one was sick. I mean, the other one,
The family room.
people wearing the masks or face
Yeah.
paint or whatever.
We both gave that a 9.
Okay, I'm
That
okay
one's
with
currently
the
our
score.
first place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, we both gave it
Huh.
9. Like, the only thing that's going to beat it, if one of us gives it a 9, the other one gives it a 10.
Yeah, that's true. That
Yeah.
seems possible. I think
Yeah.
that'll happen.
I hope it happens someday. I did 3 and 4 were both flipped. Like last week, I gave it a 5, you gave it a 10. This week I gave it a 4, and you gave it a no, you gave it a 4 and I gave it a 10.
It's a popular score. At least we're not conformist. Free thinkers here.
I think it's better we have different opinions.
I think so too. If we agree on everything, that's no fun.
No fun at all. But I'll beat this down to you. This is the perfect episode.
We'll see. We'll see.
Anything else you want to add before we end?
I'm curious the title for next week.
Oh, thank you. I almost forgot. Contradiction.
Okay, that could be anything. I have no predictions.
My prediction
After missing
is
so much on this week's road trip one, I dare not.
It was a trip.
Yeah, that's true.
You have
A one-way
right.
trip.
Oh God. I predict next week is going to be go both ways.
Again, okay. Cool.
I was just being funny for the name. Contradiction.
Boo.
The best jokes you have to
Boo.
explain.
That's kind of obvious. Actually, I should figure that out.
Thank you for joining me.
See you next week.
And thank you forever who joins on this. And thank you for being you. See ya.
Bye.